Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. So today's video is going to be our week 1 Littleroot Draft League match against Politic. I haven't played VGC in a while, so this is a very rusty match on my half. But I do have a semi-game plan here for this matchup, and that is to go with Persian Executor, set up the sunny day, and so my Executor basically becomes the fastest thing on the field. But again, like I said, I'm very rusty, just in VGC in general. I haven't played in about 6 months, so this isn't going to be my finest, but it's definitely a learning curve, and learning how to play this game again after a 6-month break is a whole new ball game for me, especially in this format. So we're going for a Persian Executor lead, Gallade. I'm pretty sure I choose Kingdra here. No, Arcanine. Yeah, I choose Arcanine here because I see the potential Sand/Tyranitar. And I'm thinking I could go Kingdra, but Kingdra seems kind of useless with that Gastrodon with Storm Drain, because it will be running Storm Drain. So the idea here, seeing this lead, I instantly know Articuno's not killing me in one hit if I can set Sun up and get a Calm Mind off. And I know the Sand Slash isn't going to do much either. So I just thought, he might Protect to try and block the Fake Out. So I'm quite confident here about the Calm Mind. I'm thinking, you know what, Calm Mind's pretty safe. +1 special defense and a +1 in special attack, and pretty much knock out most things in one hit. So when I see the Charizard coming, I was thinking, well, setting up Sunny Day isn't the best now, but I have Ancient Power on, and I'm thinking I'm going to be faster next turn. I can just Ancient Power and pick up the knockout on the Charizard. But I was half expecting a Protect here. I wasn't expecting the Hurricane, but I take the Hurricane really well though because of that. And this unfortunate event happens where I get confused. And that's not the first time that happens, but it's very unfortunate that. And I think now I just go for the U-turn to get my Persian out of there, thinking I'll save him Sash. I'll save another Fake Out turn for later on in the game. As you see here, I'm confused, and it fails. And that was I think the turning point in this game where I think, oh, I'm going to have to work really hard to come back from this, because that Charizard is KOing me. So I bring in Gallade here, mainly because of Wide Guard. I know Fighting type, 2 Flying types, not ideal, but Gallade's actually got pretty good special defense naturally, so it can take a hit, and obviously does more damage because I've set Sun up. But it's not too bad, because I do have the Rock Slide on the Gallade, which here I thought, well, actually, it's not going to be too bad, but he is going to be faster than me now, though. But this is where I bring in Persian again to try and recycle that Fake Out. Just put that pressure on, force a Protect somewhere. And obviously the Unnerve is actually pretty good here, because if he's got like a, is it a Choco Berry? I could be saying that wrong. The one that stops or the Chachi Berry might be. They won't be able to eat it to take the super effective hit from the Rock move, which is 4 times. So I do Fake Out the Charizard. The reason I faked out the Charizard over the Articuno is because the Charizard's going to do more damage in general, and also the Articuno is firing off Hurricanes, which ain't very accurate anyway. So I get lucky in that sense. So this is where the game gets a bit more interesting when Sand Slash comes back out, because I'm thinking I can wide guard here. I can pivot with Persian, get an Intimidate off. Which is what I do here. So I just protect that, stall a turn of that tailwind he's got going. And he sets up the sword stun, which is actually a good play by him because obviously I'm going to be bringing in Arcanine here, so that'll give him a +1. Although with 3 Pokemon apiece here, I still do feel like I'm on the back foot, just because my Persian isn't very offensive and the Galade's at half health. So here, I think I go for the wide guard because I know that he's going to either have Rock Slide or Earthquake or something along those lines. So it's like, well, I get a free turn and I might as well just Will-O-Wisp the Sand Slash so that he's not doing anything to me. Even with that +1. Because I do not like the idea that he's +1. I can't wide guard all the time, so super reliant on this Will-O-Wisp going off. And again, he misses the Hurricane, which is good. It just makes my Gallade last that a little bit longer with these wide guards. And we get the Will-O-Wisp off, which is huge. Because that Sand Slash isn't doing much anymore. And the Sunlight is now gone as well, which is okay. Like, it didn't really matter too much. So we're just getting a bit of chip. Well, that Articuno is still getting health back from leftovers. The Tailwind is now gone. So I do go for a Flare Blitz here. I should have... This is where my brain goes, Tailwind's just ended. I should hit into the Articuno slot with Drain Punch. Because Tyranitars switching in to speed up the Sand Slash. That's where my brain just goes, no, I can just Drain Punch on the Sand Slash for free. That's all I thought of in that moment, and that's where I made the mistake. And there's that dreaded flinch, so we didn't get our Flip Blitz off into that Tyranitar. Not that it would have done much anyway. It was a very good switch in, regardless of whether I didn't flinch or not then. I should have played my turn a bit better though with the Drain Punch into that slot anyway. Because that Tyrannitar would have been instant KO'd. So here I do the rookie error again. I close combat Tyrannitar. It's obvious he's going to protect because I've got 2 Pokemon on the field and fighting type moves. So I should have just gone straight for the Sand Slash here. Because now Sand Slash has gone up to a +3. So the burn kind of doesn't matter anymore. So he's winning that turn pretty much because of the block. Wide guard did nothing. And obviously my close combat did nothing too. So here now I do go for the Drain Punch. And I protect on Arcanine. But this is where I probably should have protected both. Yeah, I think this is where after the match I was thinking I should have protected both here. Just so that the Rock Slide, I could have reset for Wide Guard with this following turn and then attacked again. Because again he gets another flinch with Rock Slide. And I'm pretty sure there's a couple more flinches to come in this game from Rock Slides. So I eat my Citrus Berry, go back up. to 3/4. Well, chip damage is going to chip me away with that sandstorm. So at the moment, I'm thinking maybe of bringing Arcanine back, I think, at this point. Just to try and get the bit more Intimidate spam off even. So in the end, I do opt for the Flare Blitz into the Sand Slash to get rid of that kind of speed control that he has over me at the minute. But then he sets up speed control anyway, the Tailwind, so it's a good play. And we take the Sand Slash out, which is big. Although it was burnt, it was still at +3. It's still a big threat. Those spread moves. And at this point in the game, I'm starting to think to myself, although the Articuno isn't dishing out too much damage, or not really doing too much, I should have got rid of it a lot sooner than what I did. So I think here, this is where I'm thinking about switching out again. See, I'm in two minds whether to Drain Punch the Tyranitar, get rid of it, or Protect and stall a turn. So I do switch my Arcanine out just to get that -1 on that Tyranitar again. Plus, I know that my Persian wouldn't die in one hit, and he did go for the Protect. As well as the Sandstorm's ending this turn as well, so it wouldn't have broke my Sash anyway. So. But see what I mean? This Articuno's just back up over half health again, just off leftovers because I'm not touching it. So now I have Fake Out. So this is where I go a bit wrong. I should have faked out. Tyranitar. Because I have a feeling that the Articuno wasn't going to attack that slot anyway, because it doesn't want to risk a Hurricane. Or it was even going to freeze dry the Persian. And now it becomes down to mind games. Big mind games. So here I'm thinking, get rid of the Articuno, when really I should have just been going, no, let's get rid of the Tyranitar. Because again, the Articuno can't really touch Arcanine apart from with Hurricanes. And then it can't kill me in one hit, even with the health I'm currently at. So I should have gone for the Tyrannitar here. But I Protect. Which ain't too bad really, because I sponge it. But this is where my train of thought goes. I was trying to get the taunt off on the Tyrannitar to think then he cannot protect. That was the idea, but I get flinched, so it makes no difference. If I got the taunt off and I didn't flinch, brilliant, because I could have close combat Tyrannitar and there's nothing he could have done about it. And being at -1 as well, the Tyrannitar wouldn't have got. I don't think the Tyrannitar would have been in range to kill me. He'll have to double into me. So it's getting a bit mind gamey here. And I think that's where I just fall short in this matchup. Surprisingly, the U-turn did more damage than what I thought it was going to do. I thought it was going to do negligible damage, but it was actually pretty decent damage. So that was my win con then. I was just going to keep U-turning into the Tyranitar. And I'm guessing that the Tailwind and the Dragon Dance was just in case I got the taunt off. So he still had a speed advantage in some way. But then again, I left it too late to get rid of that Articuno. And again, if I close combated the Tyranitar, I think we'd have been alright. But then again, you live and you learn. So the Rock Slide comes out again. So I'm just protecting to get another U-turn off. I avoided the attack at that time, so that's good. So I'm thinking here, oh, we're in a good spot now. If we can live the Rock Slide, or the Rock Slide misses. U-turn again. We're in for a chance of knocking out this Tyranitar, but he does get the double connect on that, and I think that's flinch number 4. I don't think it would have made any difference anyway, because I think this U-turn, if I got the U-turn off anyway, I don't think he'd. I'm not quicker than the Tyranitar anyway, so it would have put me. I would have lost anyway, but very, very, very good first match, and a big learning curve for me. So game 2, I'm thinking of going with Persian again, but I change it to Crobat, and I go with Executor again because I'm thinking the Executor's good here, regardless. So it was just like I was thinking, oh yeah, I'm not gonna get. I can take a Hurricane. I know that for a fact now. So what's the chances of me getting confused again? Famous last words. So I'm thinking there's no need here to change the team up. Otherwise, just change the Persian for the Crobat, because the Crobat is just naturally faster than his whole team. Plus, I can now match the speed of the team with Tailwind as well. Also, I have Taunt on the Crobat, so I can also stop them from Tailwinding if I wanted to. But this was the perfect lead for us, and it was a good lead as they played their 2 flying types, and all I had in my head was, I'm killing that Charizard. Again, it could have been the right call, just to get rid of Charizard straight away, but again, that Articuno causes so much trouble just being on the field. So the strategy here, look straight away, as you can see when I typed in my commands then, Tailwind, Ancient Power straight away. I knew what I was doing. Charizard, bye-bye. He does. I'm thinking he can set up a Tailwind to try and match me, but he doesn't. He goes for a Hurricane again. Does a little bit more damage because I don't have the special defense buff, but he gets the confusion again. And all that's running through my mind now is, I don't want to risk Ancient Powering and hurting myself again and just losing Executor. So my thinking here is the Grumpig knows Trick Room, so I'll taunt it. Don't want the Trick Room to go up. And this is where I'm debating myself. I'm like, Ancient Power, I can get a hit off, do some damage, but if I hit myself, I'll lose Executor. So instantly I'm thinking, gotta bring in someone else. So I bring in Arcanine because I don't want to bring in Gallade here, just on the pure fact of if he Hurricanes that slot again. Plus the Arcanine threatens that Articuno pretty well. So I get my taunt off. I'm pretty sure he sets up Tailwind. Yeah. And he went for Calm Mind. So it was a good turn, really. And then I used Leech Life on the Grumpig. And I think I just Flare Blitz into the Articuno slot. So that's not bad damage. The Freeze Dry hurts here, though. Just over half. So this is where it's a bit like, oh, that's so close. And then I get the burn, and I'm like, just so close. But I was happy with the burn because the burn meant that his leftovers ain't doing much. So in reality, this is where I should have just KO'd the Articuno. This is the perfect time. While watching this back, I was thinking to myself, why didn't I just knock him out? I could have just Leech Lifed him, just get rid of him, but I don't think I do. Oh no, I think he switches actually. I do go to do it. I do the Brave Bird, and then I think I Flare Blitz the Grumpig. Yeah, so I do go for it actually. It must have been later on in the game. I'm sure there was another point in the game where I'm thinking, where I watched it back and I thought, I should have just got rid of that Articuno straight away. So I Brave Bird into the Gastrodon, which does actually fairly decent damage, to be fair. We Flare Blitz the Grumpig to KO it. So I'm feeling fairly confident here at the moment, knocking out 2 of his Pokemon and still having 4 left. But my Tailwind, I think, has just ended, I think. So I need to set Tailwind back up. But their Tailwind's still going. So really here, I should have swapped out into Gallade with Crobat. And when I protected, I think I could have probably gotten away with killing that Articuno here. I didn't need to protect, I don't think. Or maybe I protected to end their Tailwind. So I think their Tailwind goes now. Yeah. Maybe that's why I did it. So here I'm thinking, bring in Gallade. Leave Executor on the back to finish off Gastrodon. And this is where I make some big mistakes on my behalf. Like, I shouldn't have Rock Slided. I should have just either doubled into the Gastrodon or... No, yeah. I probably should have just doubled into the Gastrodon. Because if I close combat and Drain Punch, that would have been enough. But I was thinking chip damage. That's all I was thinking of. Chip damage and the Articuno goes down. But it just didn't come off. And then he gets the Yawn off. So here, I do go for the Drain Punch on Gastrodon, which I think I've got to be in range to kill the Gastrodon. But in theory, I should have doubled the Articuno. Because Tailwind had ended, for one. And even if he did set up Tailwind, depending on what speed there is, the Gastrodon would have died next turn regardless. Because obviously Energy Ball or Draining Punch would have killed once the Arcana was gone. So that was a big mistake on my behalf. That I should have got rid of that Arcana ages ago. Ages and ages ago. And now Glade's asleep from the yawn placed on him earlier. So in theory I should have just gone for that drain punch on the Arcana instead. But you live and you learn. And it's the first matchup of the week, so still getting used to the team. But I have played one fringe match as well. But I did do a lot of experimenting in that match, just to see what some things could do. But see, there you go. Look, the Arcuno is the fastest thing on the field, and if that wasn't the case, I would have just been able to Energy Ball that turn and killed the Gastrodon. That would have picked up the win if I just targeted the Arcuno. But there you have it. That is pretty much game one, because I don't wake up here. And me being on nearly full health with the Glade, asleep. I won't be on full health for much longer, not with taking 2 attacks at once. And that is pretty much game here. So I do lose at 2-0, but they're very close games. If I just used my noodle a bit better, may have got to game 3, but hey-oh. Right, so that is the end of this game pretty much. So I'm just going to let this play out to the end, and I'll see you with week 2. And if I do get a chance, I'll upload some of my fringe matches as well, with some commentary over the top. Until then, peace out, everyone.
Fica, fica.